Let's talk about the 8 million that you're talking about, that you people have already calculated. My name is Atuna Sabrin Henry, the chairperson EC 2025 to 2026.
Why the increased nomination fees?
They are trying to give the position some relevance and weight.
Do you consult anyone when setting those fees? Or
Electoral Commission is an independent body. Any person feels that they cannot manage the fee, it is well for you to step down.
5 million approximately will be collected from aspiring members of parliament.
All I can say is that who alleges must prove beyond reasonable doubt. It means we'll have to
no,
prove.
It's not politics.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
it's not politics.
Not
I personally am neutral. I don't have any side. So
I've seen the office of Dean of Students interfering so much in the elections of student leadership.
well, about that, I need some clarity. Have you seen, or it is what the students allege?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Nkumba News Perspective. This is Rukundo Kenton hosting this show. Today we have a lady in our studios whom we host for the first time. She's the chair lady of the Electoral Commission, Nkumba University. And as we promised you, we shall be bringing you updates in regards to the upcoming student leadership elections in Nkumba University. It's a pleasure to have someone that will be head of that election. So may you please introduce yourself to the viewers and everyone that is watching us here right now.
Thank you so much, Clinton, for the opportunity. My name is Atuna Sabrin Henry, the chairperson EC 2025 to 2026, and I'm glad to be hosted.
It's a pleasure having you here, Miss Henry Sabrina. One of the issues that I would like to ask you, or one of the trending questions that have been trending in Nkumba student fraternity is the increased nomination fees. We've seen nomination fees, as per your communication from the Electoral Commission body, has increased for respective positions. For example, a member of parliament who paid 150 last time is required to pay 250 as nomination fees. That is also the guild president is now required to pay 1 million from 650. Almost an increase. You've increased so much as if you are Donald Trump and his tariffs. So as someone that is head of the Electoral Commission body, why the increased nomination fees? Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that question. One, the reason as to why we increase, I'll start with the guild aspirants from 600, like you said, and this time around we're having 1 million. The reason is because we are trying to give the position some relevance and weight.
Yeah.
As we can look at the different elections, I've been following closely. MOOBs, I think they paid 1.5. Then MOOC, they're also paying 2 million. So we are trying to set a pace for the university. If you cannot pay 1M for this post, how will the students entrust you with the large sums, their funds? Yeah. So basically, the reason as to why we've increased this, it's not maybe for our own good, but we are setting a pace for the university. Thank you so much.
You're saying you're setting a pace. Did you consult anyone when setting those fees, or it is you that sat with your commissioners and decided to increase those fees? Did you consult with one, office of dean of students, two, the guild representatives who are in this case are student leaders, the current guild president and his men, or it is you that sat in circles with your commissioners, of which I'm sure they are not more than 10, and decided to increase the money as you've said?
Well, thank you so much. Starting from asking whether I inquired from the guild president or the office of the dean, let me start with the office of the guild president. The Electoral Commission is an independent body. And apparently, we don't have a guild president. He's under the caretaker government. So, and when we look at the constitution of Nkumba University, Article 22, the Electoral Commission is in guidance of the Dean of Students, a warden, one male warden and a female one. So we did not just sit down with our fellows, our fellow commissioners, like you said. We have representatives from the administration that helped us. So we sat down and we came up with this amount. But basically, I did not ask the former, sorry to say that, the caretaker government, that is to say the guild president, about the sums because it is an independent body under the dean's office. Thank you.
Don't you think this increase in nomination fees will bar or stop many potential candidates from standing for respective positions? And if in case you don't get any numbers or it bars some people from standing, don't you think the election would not be fully participated, would not be free, would not achieve full participation from by students who want to contest?
Thank you so much. I don't think that this amount will stop people from contesting because by the time you stand in for a position or you show your intentions, which means you are ready to incur all the costs. Yes. Talking about the guild presidents, they have actually done a lot even before the nomination forms. I believe most of them have even spent more than 5 million so far. So the nomination fee, I don't think it would stop them. Actually, by the time they showed their intention since last semester, I am very sure that they were ready for any amount. And trust me, most of them have already paid. And I've not received any complaints from them. So which means they are really ready for what is coming.
What about the people that want to aspire for these lower positions?
I haven't received any complaint. And to be honest with you, so far I've registered some number of MPs without complaint. Thank you so much.
So there's no complaints as per the Electoral Commission is receiving. All that we hear is just background noise, or it's just us that are not informed.
Thank you so much. I think I am a very free person, and personally, I haven't received any complaint. Nobody has approached me. I have put my numbers everywhere. I've put the secretary's number everywhere. I have not received any complaint so far about the fees. And it's not forcefully. If any person feels that they cannot manage the fee, it is well for you to step down. Not in bad faith, but it's not forcefully. If you feel that you have the capability and you are able to pay the sums, so, yeah.
Let's talk about this money in full strength. Because we are seeing, as per calculations that I have from these gazetted bodies that you have, 5 million approximately will be collected from aspiring members of parliament. Then you also have aspiring MPs, aspiring guild presidents. I don't know which number they are, but I'm sure there will be more than 3. That's almost 8 million. The office, the university also gives some amount of money in organizing elections. Where are you going to put all this money? Yet the university already has election materials that have been there in the university. I don't know. Where would you put this money? How accountable are you and your team?
Thank you so much. Well, the chairperson is the person who is supposed, I am the person who is supposed to account for this money. Let's talk about the 8 million that you're talking about, that you people have already calculated.
Approximately.
Yeah? Yes. The university usually, we write a budget and the university gives us some of the money. This money that we have asked for, it is going to help us. You see, apparently we're shooting a video, but it's not generally maybe only the ballot papers. Yeah. We look at the security, we look at the media, we look at the system managers, those who are going to help us to know that these people have already cleared tuition. Like, there are many things that we have to work on that day. It's not basically only the ballots. I think one thing that students don't get, they think that the money that they pay, we only consider the what? The ballot papers. But we print. There is the television. Apparently, we don't have Magic TV. and reaching out to we have to reach out to the newer televisions. So those are all costs that we have to incur. So the money that we've asked is to help us top up on the money that the university is going to release. Thank you so much.
In your earlier submissions, you almost mentioned Office of the Deans of Students like several times. And from previous elections, we've seen the Office of Dean of Students interfering so much in the elections of student leadership. As a chairlady of the Electoral Commission, how are you prepared so that the Office of Dean of Students does not interfere in the upcoming elections? Because at the end of the day, we need independent election process without any interference from anyone.
Well, about that, I need some clarity. Have you seen, or it is what the students allege?
It's rumored.
Well, all I can say is that who alleges must prove beyond reasonable doubt. If they can prove that the Office of the Dean has influence in this, then they have to prove to the public beyond reasonable doubt. But all I can tell you is that it's going to be a free and just elections, and the Dean has no hand in this. Thank you.
Then another question that I want to ask you is, there has been a point of biased commissioners, and these commissioners that you work with, some of them are allegedly being sponsored by some of the aspirants to be commissioners in the body that you head. And of course, we see some of them are determined to make sure that their candidates get through at any cost. As a chairlady of that commission, how are you prepared to handle that?
Well, I am more of a law student, and I like it every time when you say it is alleged. Every time someone alleges something, which means we'll have to prove.
It's not politics.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
it's not politics.
Not
true. But what I'm trying to say is that if you can really identify that commissioner and you can really prove that this person was sent with this person by this candidate, we have rules that we sign as commissioners, internal rules. You can actually be disqualified if you show a side, or if they prove to me that you have a side or you're being sent by a particular candidate. So all I can assure you that if there is proof that one of the commissioners has a side, because I believe that every commissioner in there should be neutral. I personally am neutral. I don't have any side. So I can promise that if I can really prove that one of my commissioners has a side, upon the rules that we sign, they can be disqualified at any time. Thank you.
Our viewers who are still listening in and tuning in, please thank you so much for always taking the time and listening to us, watching us wherever you are. Please like, subscribe, and even comment so that we get that feedback from whatever we do. And we always thank you for always following us wherever you always do. So, Madam Chair, could you please update us with the process of what you're actually doing right now? What are those programs that you have as the Electoral Commission? What is taking place right now? What stage are you at now?
Okay. So apparently, I think on Wednesday is when I called for picking of nominations of the fee that you've asked me about. For the guild aspirants, it's 1 million shillings only, non-refundable. Then for the MPs, it's 250,000, non-refundable. And I also put the requirements so that I don't get those complaints that they were not aware if they qualify when I disqualify them after the vetting. So apparently this week it's picking of nominations, and it shall end on Monday next week. Then on Tuesday, we are going to have the vetting of the guild aspirants. On Wednesday, it's when we shall have the vetting of the MPs. So basically this week we are looking at picking of the nominations. I kindly request all those candidates that are aspiring or they have interest into this politics to pick their nomination forms before Monday at noon, because that will be our deadline, and any money that any aspirant that takes or tries to call the secretary beyond Monday noon, we are not going to pick your money. Thank you.
How is the turn up now? Are people picking nomination forms?
Yes, people are picking nomination forms.
Yeah.
There are. They are.
Then another big inquiry is about security. I think every time we've had elections here, on the election day and even the day before elections kick in, there's always been a lot of insecurity and fighting from different respective campaign trails. As head of the electoral commission body, are you putting any measures to increase security on the election day and even during the whole election campaign?
About the security, all I can say is that it starts with us. And I call upon all the aspirants, let us have a friendly voting or a friendly campaign. Let us not let this politics divide us, and let us not have hatred that is going to bring all these fights and that. You can actually, I request all those aspirants, be it the presidents or these MPs, because the MPs, when it comes to the different schools, you're going to find that 2 to 3 people aspiring for those. So it all starts with those. They are leaders. Leaders, please, speak to your people not to pick up fights with what? With the other camps. And for the security for the voting day, we're going to provide security because it's part of our budget. And I'm going to try so hard to see that we have a peaceful election day. Thank you.
Any other last communication as we end today's conversation?
Yes. I call upon the students' body to please and please at least pay 20% to stop all those fights, because most of the time the fights that we've been talking about, it comes in when you refuse a particular person from a camp to vote. Some of them pay on that exact date, because usually we're going to print out those list of legible voters 2 days before. So please, it's my humble request, so that we don't have misunderstandings and fights, please and please make sure you've covered 20% of the tuition. And for the guild aspirants, please have control of your camps so that you can have a peaceful election. And all I can promise you, it's going to be a free and just, and I will ensure that really everything moves on smoothly.
Well, that has been Henry Sabrina, who is also the chairlady of the Nkumba Electoral Commission. As she has assured you, the election will be fair and fair. So please, as Nkumba News, we hope the election becomes free and fair, so that we can even live peacefully when elections are done. For now, it has been Rukundo Clinton from Nkumba News. Thank you.